So it seems to me that Disney made a miscalculation by firing James Gunn because it seems to me that they probably assumed that a lot of people on the left and stuff who normally create these outrage mobs that go after companies who say things they do not like, or have employees who have said things they don't like, they probably assumed that there would be a massive backlash to a lot of these pedophile jokes and stuff, but that was not the case. All you see is people defending it, saying like, "Oh, this was jokes and these were taken out of context," and blah blah blah. This is all Mike Cernovich's fault, and he's a piece of shit for bringing this up, and we should condemn this guy for saying these things, but because Mike Cernovich said it, we should probably rehire him and stuff, and because he's on the left, it's not a big deal. So really, they could have kept him on board and weathered the storm of some people on the right talking about it, because really they thought it was going to get a backlash from the left. But they were severely wrong, right? The only thing the left cares about is white racism, is white people being racist. That's pretty much about it. If you're a person of color or whatever, you can say the most racist shit. They're not going to string you up for it. They're not going to try to ruin your career or your life or anything like that. But if it's racism coming from white people, then they care about it. Like on the same day that this guy got fired, the president for Paramount got fired because she made some racialized comments about black people or something. And it wasn't even racist or anything, but she got fired for it. And there's nobody coming out to defend her, being like, she didn't make a bunch of offensive tweets and stuff talking about raping little kids or anything like that. She didn't make any racist tweets, but she's getting fired right away. Why is nobody being like, this is ridiculous? What the fuck? Why are you firing her? Because people, they're more willing to come out and defend pedophile jokes than they are to come out and defend racist statements by people. Like, this is the culture that we are in now. Like, it's the worst thing that you can do right now is being a white racist person. So, and if you come out and start defending white racist people, then you're going to be labeled as that too. You're going to be labeled a racist too. That's why you see all these centrists and stuff defending this now, and these leftists defending this now. Never say anything when people on the right or the far right get censored, get shut up. Nobody gives two fucking shit. Like, what about Papa John's? That guy, nobody's coming out and writing stories about this, saying like, this is bullshit. Like, he said the N-word and it wasn't even a derogatory fashion. He was saying it like, I'm pretty sure to people saying like, not to say this and this is unacceptable. But simply him uttering the phrase gets him fired, right? So, it's ridiculous. This is stupid. I'm not gonna come out and defend James Gunn. First of all, this guy came out and was like, calling for Roseanne to be fired for her fucking tweet. So why would I defend somebody who is actively trying to censor people on the right all the time? Like, people think like, oh, if we do it, they're going to keep doing it forever and ever and ever. We can't play by their tactics. But that's not the case. They will continue doing it forever. If we stop digging up old tweets, that's not going to stop them from smearing you, from writing hit pieces about you, from watching your videos, finding a clip and making you look bad and editing it. That's not going to stop them from looking up your old tweets to make you look bad. They're going to continue doing this even if you stop doing it to them. They do not fucking care, okay? So to say like, oh, we can't keep doing their tactics, first of all, it's not even their tactics, because you simply have people spreading old tweets right now. That's it. This is like the same thing that Mike Cernovich did to Sam Cedar. He just uncovered some old tweets, and then his bosses took the initiative to fire him. And the same with Hollywood. They're all mad at Mike Cernovich, and they're like, oh, it's the right wings, it's these white supremacists that are trying to discredit this avid Trump critic. it's like it's like, man, do you honestly think Hollywood gives two fucking shits about what Mike Cernovich and a bunch of right wingers think or say? Like, do you really think that? Because if they did, they would have been catering to them years ago. But as we know, Hollywood doesn't give two shits about conservatives and their opinions. They never have, and they never will. So to assume now that they have some massive impact to sway the way Hollywood works and firing people is just insane and stupid. They had no impact. It's because of the culture, the outrage mobs that you guys have created, which have created these companies to now be antsy and will act, rashly when things do get uncovered about them. But like I said, they should have understood that this guy is on the left, and it's about pedophiles, so they can get away with that. That's not gonna piss off enough leftists. They don't care about that. All they care about is once again white racism. And like look at Roman Polanski. They didn't give two shits about him, right? Two shits. Like, they were applauding him for years and years and years, and they still are. They're still defending people like that. So, as long as you got an L behind your name, you can pretty much get away with murder. Disney didn't need to fire him. Like, I'm not gonna go a campaign to try to get him fired, but I have no issue with bringing up old tweets that people have made and exposing them. Go up and expose all of my old tweets and find the most horrible things. It doesn't matter, because that is going to happen to everybody on the right anyways, if it hasn't already happened. Anybody that is on the right now whatsoever has had their entire history looked into, most likely, and scrubbed, and every detail of their lives picked apart for years and years and years, way before Mike Cernovich started showing a few tweets of people that they made, that they kept on their fucking Twitter account for years and stuff. They didn't have a problem with it before, right? Same with Disney. They didn't have an issue with it when they saw it. They knew about the tweets. They knew about this shit, but they understood. They thought, oh, enough people know about it, and if we keep him on board, they're going to be like, why are you keeping a pedophile on board? But like I said, they don't care about that. As long as you're a racist, that's the only thing. And even then, if you're on the left, you can probably get away with that. Although it would be harder than the pedophile jokes, right? It would be much harder to get away with that. Like, the only people that can do that is pretty much like Bill Maher and a few other people that can say, the N-word and not have their complete lives destroyed. So, don't feed me this fucking shit that you care about freedom of speech and all this crap, because you don't. And this is the problem with people on the right as well, is now, you can't concede to this. You can't stop bringing up old tweets. You have to continue doing it. We this is important tactic, because this is the only way that people really can learn, is when something bad does happen to them. And it's not going to create a cyclical event where people just constantly do it to each other, because like I said, the left is going to continue to do this regardless until there is nobody on the right left, right? Or until, like, you look at the polls for kids these days, and how, like, 50% of, like, millennials and below think like Stalin is a hero and Mao is a great guy and communism would be a good thing. So, we can't keep seceding to these people. And I'm not saying use all of their tactics and use all of their, like, don't lie, don't make things up, don't spread misinformation. But if they've created an outrage culture, and I'm not saying you have to go and play the outrage culture, but if they're so angry about wrong thing and little things that people have said, then there's no issue with bringing up old tweets, old statements. Like, look at Joy Reid, right? And she said all this shit about homophobia or whatever, and nothing really bad happened to her. She came out, she said it was the Russians hacking her and all this shit, which is complete bullshit. And like I said, nothing bad happened to her. She got a slap on the wrist. That's it. And that's what's going to happen to these leftists. So there's no issue with bringing up old tweets and all this shit, because at the end of the day, not that bad. It's going to, like, nothing that negative is going to happen to them anyways. They'll still work behind the scenes. They're still going to have all their connections, and they're going to be okay. But that's all I pretty much had to say. If you like my content, subscribe and have a good day. See ya.